Commission meeting, regular meeting for February 9th, 2026 to order. And I would like a roll call, please, Mr. Secretary.
Vice President Hall,
Here.
Treasurer Solosky,
Here.
Secretary Zilke, yes. Trustee Robinson. Here. Trustee Salter,
Here.
Superintendent Stone,
Here.
Jan,
Here.
who is absent with notice.
And you got Kim,
And
absent with
who
notice.
is absent with notice also.
Thank you.
And President Haynes is absent with notice.
Yes, thank you. And I would like to invite everyone to stand and join us with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I would like to call Mr. Sam Schultz to the podium for the student report.
I'm Sam Shaw, I'm the treasurer of the high school student council that I'm presenting this month. Some of the things we had going on in February, last week we had all our snow coming events. That top picture is a picture of the winning Power Puff team. They also did beat the teachers at the Pep Assembly event. We also had the snow coming basketball game that we won in overtime. That we also announced the homecoming, or snow coming king in Queen, which was Danielle Hearns and Bryce Bone. This week we're running Sweet Week, and NHS is running their community bottle drive. Some of the sports we have going on this winter include boys basketball, girls basketball, swim and dive, wrestling, competitive cheer, bowling, hockey, poms, and ski. That's a picture of our ski team, and that's a picture of our poms team. I think that was the one at SVSU where they placed second place. Something student council is going on right now. This week we are doing our committee reports. We are finishing our committee cycles with snow coming. So they'll present at the end of the week before our Yay, which is a food party that we're going to have in class to celebrate the cycle. At the end of this month, we are going to Grand Rapids for our states competition. We didn't have any presentations make it this year, but we'll go and watch other schools' presentations, learn what they do, and maybe bring it back to our school. And that's all I have today.
Any of the trustees here, if they have any questions for Sam? Any questions? Thanks, Sam.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Sam. Now we are on to our superintendent report.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I get to start out with one of my most favorite things to do for the year, which is to show off to the board some of our most amazing teachers in the school district. So bear with me for a second. I have like the ick, the winter ick, and it's not going away. So I will do the best to speak loudly so you can hear me. Hopefully my voice will carry all the way through the night. Alrighty, so if I could ask, we're going to invite up these individuals as well as their administrators. They don't mind saying a couple fancy words about these lovely people. Every year, as you know, it's a process in which we ask our community to nominate individuals in our school districts that have made a difference in their children's lives by being one of their children's teachers. And tonight we have 3 representatives, one from our early childhood program, one from our elementary program, and one from our secondary buildings. Each of these individuals, many of which have been nominated before, and some of which were nominated multiple times this year, our standout teachers and our excellent staff here across the school district. Just really excited to take a minute to thank you for coming here to the meeting this evening, show you off to the board a little bit, and give you a little treat as you head off for the night. So with that said, if I could please invite Our preschool teacher of the year is Chelsea Powers, and Ms. Cassandra Padilla. Ms. Chelsea, here's a beautiful certificate for you. Next here, and then also on behalf of the district, there's a gift card here for you to enjoy hopefully a yummy dinner with your family. So, thank you. Cassandra, please.
All right, so I do have some words to say about Chelsea. When asked for letters of recommendation from families and colleagues, they poured in droves. I was so impressed, not because I was surprised at all, because I know the reach that she has, but every family spoke so beautifully. So I wrote some notes to share about Chelsea. She is such an exceptional early childhood educator. She is known for meeting children exactly where they are and creating a classroom where every child feels safe, valued, and capable. Throughout my time in the Brandon School District, families have repeatedly shared their stories of children gaining confidence, finding their voice, and learning to navigate big emotions through Chelsea's patience and care. Her colleagues spoke of her as a thoughtful leader, an advocate, and highlighted her commitment to inclusion, her active role on the early childhood PBIS leadership team, and her willingness to remove barriers for students, whether through responsive teaching, family partnerships, or initiatives like securing grant funding so all children can fully participate in outdoor learning, even on wet and rainy days. Chelsea's impact over the last 10 years is felt not only in her classroom, but across our school community, and she truly does exemplify the very best of early childhood education. And I'm so grateful that she's on our team. Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you very much, ladies. Appreciate it very much. Thank you, Chelsea. I'd like to welcome our elementary teacher of the year this year, Miss Jamie Harding, and Principal Jessica Hubble.
So there are so many things to say about Jamie. She honestly is someone that I lean on all the time in the building. She is a true leader. She serves on our leadership team formally. But when we asked the staff about Jamie, I think something consistently that came up that nothing ruffles Jamie's feathers. She is calm, she is strong, she's always rational, she's always just the voice of peace in our building. So as a staff member, we really appreciate her. And she's always bringing fun. She's always coming to my office saying, we should do this with the staff, so she keeps it fun too. She has taught both kindergarten and junior kindergarten, and her littles absolutely adore her. When you walk into Jamie's room, it feels like home. And her students are constantly giving her hugs and loving on her. She was nominated by several parents for this award, which I think speaks volumes. And those parents just couldn't say enough good things about how she has started their children's career in this district. So it is a very, very well-deserved award, and we are thankful to have you. So thank you.
I just had a lot of fun because we like to surprise the teachers with their family and walk in the classrooms. And Jamie's kindergartners, we walked in with cupcakes and balloons, and they said, "Happy birthday!" Great, we loved it. Very memorable. All right, and this year's secondary teacher of the year goes to a very well-deserved gentleman, Mr. Jason Sheldon. Mr. Air, if you have a moment, do you mind coming up and saying a few words about
Of
Mr.
course.
Sheldon?
I would be glad to.
All right, this is for you, sir.
So I'm going to steal a little bit of what Jessica said because she was talking about a calmness, and that's what the words said from the person who nominated him. And I can tell you, this man makes history exciting. And when you go into his classroom, it's like a discussion. You feel like you're having a story told to you. He's also on the leadership team at the middle school. And I do think it's appropriate that I read what was written by students who nominated him for this award. It says, he's the kind of teacher that almost never missed a day of school And he comes to school and pushes through it. And if anything was ever wrong with him, you couldn't tell. And I've learned a lot from him. And this is a student who's had him multiple times throughout his time at the middle school. He's always ready for anyone and everyone, and he's always calm and always explaining it to the class. If you ask for more help, he's already there to help you in any way that he can. And I think as a leader in the building, he has a quiet calmness and is respected by the staff and the students. So again, he's well deserved of the award, and we're lucky to have him.
One more round of applause for our.
Thank you for taking the time away from your family to join us as well. I know you all have busy schedules with 4 of 2 little ones at home, so.
And now we are gonna move on to the BGYA youth nominations, and I believe Shelby. Thank you.
So for anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Shelby Stewart Solden. I'm a reporter for the Citizen newspaper, and I'm also the vice chairperson for Brandon Voting Assistance. Our mission is to strengthen families through community involvement, and one of the ways that we do that is through our annual Youth Recognition Awards. Every year, we honor area youth for their servitude, dedication, and care that they give to their community. They inspire kindness, volunteerism, trust, respect, leadership, and so many other things in their fellow students and the community as a whole. Because of this, the theme for this year's BGYA Youth Recognition Awards is BGYA Volunteers Inspire Us All. Much like the district, we believe in PBIS, and we want to encourage the students who go above and beyond for their community and by doing good deeds. So students who make positive impact, they deserve the recognition and positive reinforcement. But first, we need staff, administrators, and community leaders like yourselves to nominate area youth. So any student in the Brandon School District can be nominated for outstanding service to others, for overcoming adversity, or for an act of heroism. And we want to celebrate these students, but you guys know them best. You know who should be nominated for these awards. So if you have a student in mind, please fill out the nomination form on bgya.org, and we look forward to honoring the students at our annual awards night on April 23rd.
Can I bring up one thing on that? Nominations are due a week from Friday.
Thank you.
So I think it's the 22nd of February, that's Friday.
Thanks, Diane. Now we are on to the Oakland County Enhancement Millage.
I had to drink some tea. Okie dokie. Good evening. I'm here to speak to you this evening regarding a proposal for the August ballot for an Oakland County enhancement millage in which schools will be able to be provided a revenue source for the next 6 years. The Oakland County enhancement millage is a regional enhancement millage, and since 1994, Proposal A, the state, as you know, is what controls funding. There's very few additional ways a district can receive revenue outside of Proposal A. However, there is an exception of having a regional enhancement millage. A regional enhancement millage is when constituent school districts can request an enhancement millage be put before voters. However, it must be proposed on a countywide basis, and it passes or fails on a countywide basis, not on a local basis. If this is approved, the money is collected by the intermediate school district, which in our case would be Oakland Schools, and distributed equally to all public school districts and public school academies on a per student basis. So oftentimes you'll hear in state funding something called the foundation allowance, and that's a dollar that's tied to a per student cost or a revenue that we receive per student that we have in our school district. The enhancement millage would be distributed in a very similar manner. fundings would be received based on the number of students that a district were to have. Although it is, it has to be proposed countywide, and although it has to pass countywide, local districts have the ability to determine how those funds are used once they're captured as revenue. If you look around us, there are several counties, some very local and some not as local, that do currently have enhancement villages. Wayne County has a 1.9812 mill millage, which is approximately $360 per student. It was first introduced and brought into play in 2016, and currently it is set to maintain all the way through 2034. Macomb County has a 1.8305 mill, which is approximately $400 per student. That was introduced and passed, went into play in March 2020 and is good for 10 years. Charlevoix-Emmett County, 0.953 mil. Kalamazoo County, 1.4968 mil. Kent County, 0.8578 mil. And you can read the rest. I don't want to hold you to this, but you can see there's several more there on those, all within a fairly similar range. The proposal is for an Oakland County enhancement millage that would occur on the August 4th ballot, 2026, for all residents and voters in Oakland County. It would be a 1.5 mil levy to tax bill for a period of 6 years. It would generate approximately $781 per student annually for a 6-year period for each Oakland County public school student. So if you were looking at an estimate, you would take your current enrollment and then you multiply that out by, and the 781 is really an average number if you span out over the course of 6 years, because property values are expected to increase over time. Should this proposal pass, it would cost approximately $150 per year on a home that's valued at approximately $200,000. And the millage collection would begin of December 2026. Local resolutions. So we're here tonight because this evening the board has the opportunity to determine if they would like the voters of Ortonville, of Brandon, to have an opportunity to vote on this millage in August of 2024. So in order for that to occur, local resolutions must be adopted within a 180-day period and transmitted to Oakland schools. We're currently in that window. And the majority of the membership required should satisfy after October 3rd, 2025, but before March 31st, 2026. Like I said, we're in that window right now. Oakland Schools Board of Education adopts a resolution certifying the text of the ballot proposal to the Oakland County Clerk, which is the school district election coordinator. Oakland Schools certifies the text of the ballot proposal to school district election coordinator with copies to local clerks and other affected county clerks, immediately adopting the resolution as described above. And the election is, as already mentioned, set for Tuesday, October 4th, 2026. If you're interested in learning more about an enhancement millage, there is some information that's linked there in this PowerPoint. If you would like to reach out to me personally, I can send this link to you for you to go ahead and peruse when you would like. So how will this impact Oakland County? Again, we mentioned the dollar amount, and I mentioned that being approximate because that's an average over the course of a 6-year period with an assumption of property values increasing over time. But it would generate approximately $4,686 per pupil over 6 years for all Oakland County public school students. The proposal would cost approximately $150 per year on a home value at $200,000. And mentioned again, if successful, the collection would begin in December of 2026. And you can see the incremental adjustment over time. And you can see there's an estimated 172,000 students, upwards of that, according to that number in Oakland County. And you can see overall that the money that is generated, from those numbers. So I mentioned earlier, although this would be something that would have to be, it's a county-wide initiative, and it would be voted on as a county, local districts would have control of how to utilize those funds. And there's many, many ways that these funds could be used. They come into us essentially unrestricted. Some of the items that could be considered are listed here, and I'll go through those. And when we think about how this might impact students, these funds could be used to help maintain or reduce class sizes, enhance student wellness, improve safety and security, could increase teacher salaries, retain substitute teachers, attract additional talented teachers and staff, provide additional professional development, or if you look at it from the district's perspective, it could enhance district-wide planning or stabilize district budgets with general funds. This is an example from an Oakland County district. This is actually West Bloomfield. And this was pulled from some recent data that was put together for them by Plant Moran. And if you can look at, with the use of, with the application of inflation in this chart, which is the line chart here, compared to the bar graph, which represents the amount of dollars we receive in foundational allowance per student, it's obvious to see why this is an item that the Oakland County wants to place on the ballot, as there is a disparity between inflation costs and what we do receive for costs from the state in order for districts across the county to do business on a daily basis. So there's increased need for our students, greater social emotional support is needed, greater medical needs, rising costs overall for goods and services. We all talk about what things cost before COVID and what things cost after COVID, and we know that rate inflation continues to increase. Of the 169,384 students in Oakland County, 56,000 of those students are economically disadvantaged. A little over 15,000 English is their second language, and just under 23,000 students are students with disabilities. So tonight, what's in front of the board is a resolution. It is not an endorsement of the millage itself. It's merely the opportunity for you to provide the voters here in Brandon and Ortonville the opportunity to have a voice in the millage. We believe that empowering the community to make these informed decisions, and it allows voters, ensures the democratic participation and transparency. Why 1.5 mils? Some people may ask. When this county enhancement millage was initially being discussed, there was a survey done throughout the county to do some testing to determine where in cold calls or informed calls where we would most likely see movement and a positive outcome should an enhancement millage be placed on the ballot. And 1.5 mils appeared to be the appropriate place for that. That's why you see that average of $781 that came from the testing. And you can see there between uninformed voters and some that were solid yes and some were leaning, there's a 62% likelihood of passing. And if they were uninformed, there's about a 28% no vote. And there was some leaning no. You could see you have that information sitting there. So it appears to be, it's more likely at the time of this testing, it was more likely that a 1.5 mil enhancement millage would pass across the county. A little more. Maybe there, again, cold decisions. So again, this is the last slide of the presentation. Just want to remind the board tonight that your job is not to endorse this. Your job is to make a decision on whether you want to give the voters here an opportunity to have their voices heard. And again, allowing the voters to decide ensures democratic participation and transparency. Any questions from the board regarding the Oakland County enhancement millage proposal at this time? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we'll move on to the approval of the consent agenda, and this evening the consent agenda consists of the minutes from the January 12, 2026 meeting, the minutes from the January 12, 2026 meeting closed session, and the general fund accounts payable. And I would entertain a motion to move the consent agenda.
Move the Brandon Board of Education approve the consent agenda as presented.
Do I have a second? Second, Diane. Thank you. Can we have a roll call, please?
Robinson?
Yes.
Hall?
Yes.
Stokowski?
Yes.
Wilkie, yes. Salter?
Yes.
Thank you, our motion passes. Next, we're moving on to information and discussion items, and one item, I will move on to board report, and I'd like to report the agenda lists all the MASB award recipients for 2025, and all of our board members received those, and I just want to recognize those board members and thank them for all their hard work. They take extra time away from their families to attend these continuing learning sessions, and it really means a lot, I think, to the board, to our community, and to our school district, so thank you. One other note I'd like to make is our whole school board now is a certified level 1, and Kim Smith is not on the list here tonight, but that's because she got her certification last year. So I just want everybody to note that she was working hard last year, so. Thank you. Now onto our action items. The Human Resources Report.
Move that the Brandon Board of Education approve the Human Resources Report as presented.
Report. Can we roll call, please?
Robinson?
Yes.
Hall?
Yes.
Stokowski?
Yes.
Wilkie, yes. Salter?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes. Now we'll move on to the Oakland County Enhancement Millage Resolution.
Move the Brandon Board of Education approve the Oakland County Enhancement Village Resolution as presented.
Second.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Robinson?
Yes.
Hall?
Yes.
Stokowski?
Yes.
Wilkie, yes. Salter?
Yes.
Motion passes. We'll move on to item C, which is policy updates.
Move that the Brandon Board of Education approve the policy updates as presented.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Robinson?
Yes.
Hall?
Yes.
Stokowski?
Yes.
Wilkie, yes. Salter?
Yes.
Motion passes. And we're on to citizens input, and Alexis, do we have any people requesting to speak before the board this evening for citizens input? No one wants to talk to us? Okay. Well, there we go. Well, thank you everyone for coming. We are now going to move into closed session here shortly. I'm going to ask for a motion of the board, but thank you all for coming tonight, and we appreciate you attending and also celebrating our teachers, so thank you. And can we have a motion to move into closed session?
Move that the Brandon Board of Education enter into closed session as presented.
Roll call.
Yes. Hall?
Yes.
Stokowski?
Yes.
Salter?
Yes.